What is your American dream?
I would like to see just more unity, less racism and discrimination.
Living American dream to me is when we are able to be who we are without fear and to be happy with who we are without fear.
For me, it's just helping my family in the Philippines while I'm still here and just having all that I need, basic needs, just right now.
Everyone has a right to the American dream. Welcome, everybody. It is Monday, June 14th. My name is Brad Bernstein. With me, as always, Yonathan Yo-Yo Elias, Vanessa Nesquik Contreras. Right there in the middle is Nesquik. Right over there on the side is Yo-Yo. What's happening, guys? How you doing today? What's up with you? Great. I am psyched. It is Monday.
You are psyched.
It's Monday. It's June 14th. I got lots of energy here. We want to help as many people as we can. And I'm going to tell you something. What they did to me in the studio today, they should never do again, which is shut off the air conditioner. I will be a lot of energy in the beginning. And at the end, I'm going to be, goodbye. Goodbye. I just realized the air conditioner's off. I'm getting a little sweaty now that they put the lights on here.
We're here to keep you going.
Excuse me one second. I got this big roll.
We're here to
They
keep
gave
you going.
They gave me a big roll of paper just in case. How you doing?
Oh, we're fine.
How's the weather? Are you air conditioned?
I'm definitely air conditioned. We have like a mini little hurricane situation happening. It like hasn't stopped raining the last like 2 days, but it's fine. Can't complain.
Mini hurricane.
The other day in Miami.
Yeah, that is. I'm learning. That's summertime here in Miami. It's approaching.
What is a mini hurricane like? Is it like a little pony instead of a big pony?
Pretty similar, yeah.
Very
At some
similar.
point, the whole sky's falling down, and then it's not.
And Yo-Yo, how's the weather in your neck of the woods?
It's actually nice, like blue skies, nice and breezy outside. I got the window open. I'm feeling good.
Are you right by the window? Is that what you were looking at?
Yes.
I didn't know. I thought you were looking up at the ceiling. You're like, I don't know. It's a white ceiling. Seems okay to me. I don't know.
No,
you have the window. There you are. There you
that's
are.
where the snow is coming from. It's just all light right on Yo-Yo. Love it.
It's nice and natural.
Let's see how the squad is doing, guys. Denise Johnson Green, squad up. How are you? Elizabeth Francis, squad up. Cordella Douglas, squad up. It's the middle of the summer. We are starting to hit the dog days of summer. I wonder how everybody's doing around the United States and around the world this summer. I guess if you're in the southern hemisphere, it's winter. But northern hemisphere, summer. I wonder how everybody's doing. You know, the dog days of summer. You ever hear that term? Dog days of summer?
No.
I've heard. I've never known what it meant.
Just means like we're deep into the summer now. It's like, it gets really hot. It's like really hot. You start to get a little lazy because of the heat. Yeah. And you just got to be like a dog and just lie down and take it easy. It's the dog days of summer.
I did go out. I went for lunch on a rooftop last week, and it was just so hot. Like, it's just beaming down, and I was just sweating. It wasn't fun. The heat is not fun to me.
That doesn't sound like fun. You would think a rooftop would be nice, but no, you need shade. You need like umbrella. You need shade, a little fan going around. You need a little air.
Golly.
Yeah, it's too hot during the day, unless you're like a little shaded somehow.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sandra Rose Stoddard, squad up. Tigo Goddess saying happy Monday. Heidi Shiraj, squad up to the best. Elizabeth Francis, squad up. Mavo Tom saying squad up. Jackie British, Hey, Jackie British. Nina God Pickney, squad up. I wonder where Jackie's from. Where would you think, right?
that was the first thing.
I'm like, Jackie British. Lisa Blig Rose. I wonder what Lisa Rose likes. She likes a little bling. We know a little bit about everyone's personality just on their name, right?
Through their name.
Yeah. Barbara Bedward saying, Uncle Brad, Yo-Yo, Vanessa, squad up. Dawn Harriet, how are you? Elizabeth Francis, I think I said. Who else we have here? Carol Anderson, the Tiger. Jessica Leamy. And that's basically all I see here. Tanya Love, how are you? I'm sure I passed over Stargirl at some point. So hi, Stargirl, too. Let's say hello.
Jackie British actually said where she's from.
What?
Jackie British just said where she's from.
Where's she from?
Jamaica.
So why is she Jackie British?
Because we could be whatever we want to be on the internet.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. I mean, I don't know.
We can never assume.
That makes no sense, Jack. Well, I guess maybe Britain used to be a Commonwealth of Britain, so I guess there's a common out. But Britain got thrown out decades ago.
Right.
Susie Q. How are you? Aaron Asen Schnur. Is that the name? Aaron Asen Schnur. Saying hello. And Cordella Douglas, all on YouTube. Yo-Yo and Vanessa, we got a big show ahead of us. Why don't you give everybody a little summary of what's going to happen?
Absolutely. All right, Rod. First things first, everybody that's watching on YouTube, if you're on YouTube right now, I need you guys to listen. Please put a thumbs up and subscribe. I need everybody on YouTube to subscribe right now. And even if you're on Facebook, let's go to YouTube and subscribe. Let's be a big family. We're going to mesh the family together, okay? And also now on all social media platforms, I need you to share because we're also about to start schmoozing with Brad. We're going to talk headlines, including the news that the White House has returned $2 billion from Trump's border wall funds to the military.
Oh, wow. And it's Monday, Squad, so get ready for some fuzzy stories about our furry friends, including who won Best in Show this weekend at the 2021 Westminster Dog Show.
And, of course, you can always call Spar and Bernstein. The number is scrolling on the bottom. You see me with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's body running across the screen, holding a big sign saying, call me. I'm going to answer your immigration questions. 1-800-529-5465. Kat, who is answering our calls today, has just whispered in my ear that our lines are open. So if you call right now, you will get a chance to speak to me in a few minutes with your legal and immigration questions. Internationally, it's 212-227-8933. We're going to do schmooze first, then we're going to get to our immigration questions, our social media questions. And then later today, for those who don't know, it is Flag Day today in the United States of America. And later in the show, we are celebrating by throwing it back to 2019 when Yo-Yo marched in the parade from City Hall Park to Fraunces Tavern Museum with hundreds of flag-waving participants. You remember that one, Yo-Yo?
I remember that, yeah.
You know, we're going to be able to get you back in the streets doing these things very soon, by the way.
Looking forward to it.
We have to have our meeting, but I think we're ready to start that again. Maybe.
It's looking like it.
I think so. We got to speak to Jilly, though. And maybe we can even send Vanessa down in Florida to do some stuff, too.
Yeah.
There we go.
There you go. And by the way, in the headline news, nobody even mentioned it anymore. Nobody seems to care. But I shaved it off. You even noticed? Nobody even noticed.
Wow. I was. Okay, let's just get to it. Let's say hello to the squad. Let's just keep the show rolling. Well, but I was going to say something.
You know, of course.
Because Ness like Scruffy Brad.
Of course, a woman is always aware. A woman's always aware. Man's like, what? Who? What'd you do?
Right.
I noticed it right away. I was like, let's just get to the show.
All right, let's get to some schmoozing. I just wanted to put that at the top of the schmooze. All right, Julie has put in my hand the top 91 stories of the day, whittled down. By the way, I don't know if you saw this, Governor Greg Abbott, Republicans are tripping over each other to try to be Donald Trump now, getting ready for the 2024 presidential election. Everybody is trying to sound like the pumpkin. All right, we're going to get pumpkin, the return of the pumpkin, but it'll be a different pumpkin. It's like Return of Chucky. Like Chucky. I mean, now I'm thinking this guy's Chucky, like this evil doll guy, right? We're going to get the return of him in a different person. So everybody is like auditioning now to be Pumpkin. Texas Governor Greg Abbott, he is auditioning. All right. They feel Texas did well during the pandemic. Perhaps he's going to run for president. He announced on Thursday that the state of Texas is going to start building its own border wall.
What?
Yep. Now, this border wall is more like a fence than a wall. He's calling it a wall. But the state of Texas is going to appropriate $1 billion for border wall. Laredo Mayor Saenz said he was present for the summit session when Governor Greg Abbott announced this on Thursday and included local elected officials, and said his impression was that Abbott's border wall is more kind of like a fence than a wall. But he said he did not go into details of how and when this border wall is going to be built. He's just saying border wall. You see, everyone's just trying to be Trump.
Right.
Everyone's just trying to be Trump. We're going to build a wall. The state of Texas is going to build it now. All right. Does absolutely nothing for anybody. Meanwhile, talking about border walls, Donald Trump's border wall that Mexico was going to pay for. Turns out Mexico didn't pay a penny. You know who paid? The United States taxpayer paid $46 million per mile. He built a total of 52 miles over 4 years. A beautiful wall spanning from the Gulf of Mexico to the Pacific Ocean, spanning 1, 2, 3, 4 huge states, all built by Mexico. In the end, it was 52 miles and $46 million a mile. What a waste of energy, time, money, discussion.
Million per mile?
By the way, is that the pumpkin calling to argue with me? Is he calling right now? Is that the pumpkin calling to argue with me? Because I will get on the phone with him right now. God damn it, I'm so angry. I see this stuff.
Wow. 52 miles.
52 miles. I noticed that every time during our schmooze, right as I start talking about the pumpkin, somebody's phone is going off, man. I think it's this guy calling to argue with me.
Damn.
So meanwhile, the $2 billion, by the way, that was apportioned, that has not been used yet to build the wall, Biden is bringing it back to the military to give to the U.S. military. So at least, I don't know what the U.S. military is going to do with it. Should go back. We should take the $2 billion, how about, and give it back to the people, the taxpayer. Right? What the hell does the military need it for? We have enough money giving to the military. Now, apparently the funding is going to go to missile field expansion in Alaska, like we don't have enough missiles. $25 million for a radio complex in North Carolina. We don't have enough radio frequency. We have NASA listening to radio frequency in other galaxies. We don't have enough yet, though. And $79 million to upgrade an elementary school for U.S. military children in Germany. Okay, that's okay. Upgrading elementary school, I'm all for. But everything else should go back to the taxpayer. Why the hell is the military? Absolutely. Doesn't the military have enough freaking money already? They need more missiles and
I don't have enough.
You don't have enough. Vanessa doesn't have enough. Nobody in the squad's got enough.
One would think.
All right, we wasted all this money, and it's another waste of money. Missile fields in Alaska, we got enough missiles. Whether we have a bigger missile field in Alaska, that's going to make no difference. Give it back to the U.S. taxpayer.
Right.
Let's lower taxes. Give back. Let's get another stimulus going. $2 billion could give a stimulus across the board to everybody.
Wow.
I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
But instead, no, we're going to build missiles in Alaska. Damn, man. It's a damn when I read that. You know? And you're like, yeah, good. You're getting the money back. But what the hell's it going to?
Yeah, when you said we read the title saying that he was giving the money back, I was like, okay, that's great, but it's not giving it back.
He ain't giving it back. He's building missiles, man. We don't need any more missiles. We've got enough missiles to sink every warship in the world 10 times. And enough missiles to blow this place up to smithereens 20 times over. Don't need any more missiles, that's for sure. Not saying we should have no missiles, because you need defense.
Of course, we need that.
But I don't think we need any more than what we already have. Jill is arguing with me it's missile field expansion. I don't care. Missiles, field expansion, missiles. It's missiles. Give it back to the people. Missile is a missile.
I agree with giving it back to the people. We need it.
Meanwhile, Lara Trump has urged those living on the southern U.S. border to, quote, arm up. Lara Trump is the wife of Stupid Eric.
Oh,
waiting now for Stupid Eric to give us a call. Whose phone's going off with Stupid Eric calling next to argue with me? All right. Stupid Eric's wife says everyone needs to arm up because Joe Biden's not doing anything about migrants running across the border here from Mexico to the United States. Now, her comments were met rightfully with outrage. Former President Trump's daughter-in-law, she was discussing Joe Biden's, quote, disgraceful plans for border security. She says, I don't know what you tell the people who live at the southern border. I guess they better arm up and get guns and be ready, and maybe they're going to have to start taking matters into their own hands. Now, interestingly enough, most people, a huge majority of the people who live on the Texas border actually don't want a border wall and get along well with their neighbors in Mexico. So this is not playing for the people on the border. This is playing for the people like in Iowa who's never met an immigrant in their life, who's terrified of immigrants. And obviously it's so irresponsible anyway, because if you remember in 2019, a gunman killed 23 people in El Paso, Texas, Walmart. And the shooter posted a racist manifesto online before the attack, admitting he was trying to target Mexicans. And by the way, this goes back to everybody's trying to be the pumpkin, Yo-Yo and Vanessa.
Uh-huh.
All right. You don't think Lara Trump, she's the smart one in the marriage between her and Eric. You don't think she's taking a playbook out of the pumpkin? You want to know why? Because she's being talked up to run for senator in North Carolina. So they know what works. They know what works. Be Trump. Be Trump, you get nominated to be the Republican nominee. You may not win.
Right.
But you're going to be the nominee, that is for sure. And as Lara Trump is telling everybody to arm up on the southern border, there was an additional 4 mass shootings in 6 hours over the weekend, leaving 38 wounded and 6 dead.
Sheesh.
You know, guns don't kill people. People kill people. Crazy.
Yeah.
But you know, as I just said, I love it. You ever see the Chris Rock special from years ago when he said he had an answer? Chris Rock had an answer for he said, give everybody all the guns they want. Just make the bullets $5,000 a bullet. He goes, he says $5,000 a bullet. You're gonna think twice. You're gonna think twice before you shoot somebody. You're like, damn, that's $5,000. Maybe I won't shoot the person.
Right.
And then if you do shoot him, this is Chris Rock. The guy who shoots him is gonna go with the victim to the hospital to try to get his bullet back. It's $5,000.
Yeah.
They'll arrest him.
Wow.
Isn't that smart, Chris Rock?
That's a great idea.
Make the bullets expensive. Nobody will want to use them.
Wow.
So, That's the gun violence in the United States of America. We'll keep talking about it until somebody does something.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in Cornwall,
it seems like, within the past couple of weeks, especially when we came back, we've really been, talking about a lot of the mass shootings. And like you said, it's so sad that I don't really hear about these until like now we talk about it. And you said, they won't really say anything about it, to major networks until like it's like a super, super big one or a lot of people die. But what was it's considered a mass shooting if it's what, like 4 people?
4 people injured. 4 people injured. And you know what? And that's not even a mass shooting anymore. 4 people injured, nobody cares. Go about your day.
Nobody cares.
And by the way, that's even me. I see the news, 4 people injured. I go about my day too. I'm so sanitized from it.
That's horrible.
Right? You see, 4 people injured. You keep going. The only time you stop is if you say, oh man, I've been there.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Okay? Like I will tell you, there was a shooting in Palm Beach. At a grocery store in Palm Beach, and I stopped because I've been to Palm Beach, and I said, wait, have I been to that grocery store? I wasn't, but I stopped to read about it because
you stopped
right. But if it was a grocery store in Tennessee, I've never stepped foot in Tennessee in my life. Not that I don't want to go to Tennessee. I would love to go to Tennessee. I just haven't had a chance yet. I don't know if I saw 4 people injured in a grocery store shooting in Tennessee. I'd read the headline and go, damn, but move on.
Right. Dang. Yeah.
Right?
No, that's true.
Meanwhile,
that's why we're talking about it.
Yeah.
That's why it's good. About it.
Meanwhile, in Cornwall, England, the group of 7. You know who the group of 7 are? Vanessa?
No, I don't.
You have no idea. Do you know anybody in that picture? Do you know anybody in that picture? Does anybody look familiar to you?
Is that Joe Biden in there?
No, right.
Joe Biden is in that picture. Very good. Very good.
Joe Biden.
The G7 is the 7 largest economies, democratically elected government economies, meaning that the seven economies of the world, from the largest 7 economies of the world, from countries that elect their leaders democratically. So it would be United States, Canada, Italy, France, Great Britain, Germany, Japan. It's the G7. And they meet.
Like a superhero team.
Yes, they meet. In the last 4 years has been very contentious because Trump wanted the United States to do it alone. And he felt America first. But America, I mean, if the idea, honest, and Biden's coming back and now doing this as a group, with all the democratically elected countries, with NATO, to try to bolster these countries against the autocracies of China and Russia. And if your idea is that you want to be the leader of the world, and you don't want to shrink back and just close the bubble and nobody bothers you type of thing, which is America first. United States, as much as everybody thinks, cannot compete one-on-one with China. You want to know why?
Why?
Because 1 out of 4 people in the world live in China.
It's true.
So 1 out of 4 people in the world live in China. It is impossible to go America first. We're going to compete with China. Just don't have the number of people.
Outnumbered.
We're outnumbered. We are completely outnumbered. Okay. So the only way we compete is with all of our allies. So if you say, okay, the 7 largest economies of democratically elected countries stick together, work together, well then, yeah, maybe you got a chance. So I don't go for this America first. That's BS, because we lose when America goes first.
But that's what Trump was saying, right? Not Biden.
Right, correct.
Right.
Correct. Now, America's allies were visibly relieved to have the United States back as an engaged international player after the America First policy of the Trump administration. Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, who, by the way, Trump liked this guy. This is one of Trump's favorite guys. He said Biden was a breath of fresh air. And it was a lot different than in 2017 when Trump showed up to one of these meetings. It was a NATO meeting. And remember, he pushed the Prime Minister of Montenegro out of the way, Dusko Markovic, just to get the photo op. And then there was another famous photo of him pointing his finger at the Prime Minister of Germany and standing on top of her and yelling at her. And it was a very, very rough ride. The G7 backed a minimum tax of at least 15% on multinational corporations. They have agreed to offer financing for infrastructure to help speed up the global shift to renewable energy. And for the first time in 4 or 5 years, seems like they were working together to solve the world's problems, at least.
I know it was a breath of fresh air.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we got a fourth vaccine now, Vanessa. You're gonna have your choice of 4 now soon.
Look at me.
Ha!
Option.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Right.
Right. If you hold out long enough, you could be like the last person vaccinated on Earth. Novavax, a small company supported by the United States government, announced today that the results of a clinical trial of its COVID-19 vaccine in the United States and Mexico found that its 2-shot inoculation provides potent protection, 90.4% efficacy rate, and a 100% efficacy at preventing moderate and severe illness. Now, this is a different... They all do different things. It's funny. The Moderna and Pfizer use this mRNA, which takes some sort of derivative of your DNA and delivers it to the spot where you're supposed to be able to, understand all of this, but uses somehow your DNA to deliver it somewhere. The Johnson & Johnson was your old, and AstraZeneca was your old typical vaccine that would, inject a skeletal version of the virus, and, you would get your immunity that way. And this Novavax, they're using proteins to deliver whatever this protein does to cause your body to build its immunities. So every one of these is doing it a little differently. Now, in the United States, they're not going to really, even though the United States bought 100 million doses of Novavax, we really don't need it here in the United States because we're getting a glut of vaccines. So most likely the Novavax at the start is going to go to other places around the world that require the vaccine. What I've been reading about Novavax, though, is that they believe that the Novavax works against the Delta variant much stronger than some of the other vaccines. So when and if there would be a booster, it is possible that we would mix and match vaccines and do one from Novavax and one from somewhere else as well. But they haven't decided yet.
It's a lot.
It's a lot to take in.
I'm happy I just got mine done and out of the way.
That's why Vanessa's staying on the sidelines. It's a lot to take in.
I mean, at least she has options now.
Now, Vanessa, is it because it's a lot to take in, or is it just a little lackadaisical, or a little of both?
A little of both. I think it's just a lack of actually getting up and figuring out where it is and which one and what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And
all right, let me make it very simple. You can go to the drugstore now and do it. It really doesn't matter which one you take. They all do the same thing. They prevent you from dying.
Got it.
It's very simple. Simple, simple, simple. You go to the drugstore, you're like, I don't want to die. Can I get a vaccine, please?
Right. Or I've probably been fine the entire pandemic, so let's see how much longer we can go. Either one can.
I think now, because I harassed Vanessa on air, she's going to purposely now not do it. She's just going to be like,
Right.
I'm going to see, I really believe Vanessa's going to be like the last person on earth to do it now because I harassed her on air about it.
Right. Well, I'll keep you guys posted.
I'm looking forward to it. Because we talk about it every day. So, I just come back to you anyway.
Every day.
By the way, you know what today is? Besides Flag Day.
Yes.
It's also
Fuzzy.
Fuzzy Monday. It's also Fuzzy Monday.
Monday. That's her long dark hair.
All right, so the annual Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show was held on Sunday, and the winner for Best in Show is, Julian, drum roll, please, a Pekingese named Wasabi. There he is. The reserve, the runner-up was given to Bourbon the Whippet. Where's the runner-up? Do we have the runner-up? We only have Wasabi, the Pekingese.
That's all that matters.
Do you like the Pekingese? Let's take a look at the Pekingese.
Aw.
That looks like a pillow on my couch, right?
It does. Very fuzzy.
Like a dust bunny.
Now,
Very
do you like that dog, or you want something bigger?
I want something bigger.
You would not want Wasabi, the Pekingese. No. Vanessa, would you take Wasabi, the Pekingese?
I'd see what the runner-up is like.
Yeah. I want something a little more ferocious. Like a little, something coming out of its mouth over here. Scare the neighbors.
Like a dog.
Yeah, don't be coming over here to borrow any milk, because Wasabi's gonna get you.
Yeah, Wasabi definitely won't scare the neighbors.
Yeah, I need somebody to scare the neighbors a little bit. This dog's not scaring anybody.
Look at it, he's a cute doggy.
How does a dog like that survive in the wilderness? That dog wouldn't make it a day in the wilderness. Wasabi.
Yeah.
Do you think Wasabi would make it a day? To be like, where's my beautician? Because they sit there and
It's got a spicy name though.
Yes,
Wasabi.
It does.
Spicy name.
Yes. Now the winner was announced at 11 p.m. Sunday. People were staying up late at night to find out who was going to win this one. It is also, by the way, the Westminster not only is the oldest, but it is the longest nationally televised live dog show, according to the Westminster Club.
Aww.
How old is Wasabi,
Wasabi,
by the way? You ask, Yo-Yo, because I know you're asking. You were curious how old? 3 years. 3 years old.
Aww.
Meanwhile, 1 in 3 Americans think their pet in training is training them to become a better parent.
Oh.
Yes, a recent survey conducted by OnePoll and commissioned by Ask a Vet of 2,000 American cat and dog owners recently learned that 1 in 3 people believe their pet will make them a better parent one day, and that the typical pet owner spends $176 on supplies and adoption fees to bring their furry friend home, and another $111 per month. That adds up to $13,000 a year. It adds up to $13,000 in 10 years, the average lifespan of dogs. So you can spend about $1,300 to $1,500 a year on your dog. But they make you a better parent when it's time
I feel like they're more
for
expensive.
you to be no, babies are more money. Children are more money than dogs.
No, I'm saying a dog a year. I thought that it would be more than like $1,300 a year.
Yeah, well, I think you're thinking New York City prices. This is the United States. What, in New York City, yeah, probably more.
Very true.
So, do you think, Vanessa, that if you had an animal, it would make you a better parent when you have a child?
I mean, I guess it would teach a sense of responsibility for something other than myself. But I don't know if it really is the deal breaker to whether I'm going to be a parent or not.
Well,
I think it definitely helps, like, train train you. Just like you're training your dog, it trains you. You have to take care of it when it gets sick. You have, you care for it. So yeah, I feel like it would be a good start to practice, before you have a child.
Well, 45% of pet parents actively worry that their pet's going to get sick or hurt, and 33%, 1 out of 3 pet parents are worried that their dog or cat is unhappy, worried about their emotional state.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah. In fact, 51% of pet parents say they didn't want a pet, but now they can't imagine life without one. Meanwhile, on the first hot day of the summer, a kind dog gave a stranded animal a lift back to shore.
Oh,
Yes,
I saw this.
Lauren Lind and her husband took their 2-year-old golden retriever Wally to cool off. The family rowed their canoe out to one of the islands in Hickory Hills Lake in Lunenburg, Massachusetts. Lind told the dodo, Wally loves to swim, and once he jumped in the water, it's almost impossible to get him out. Usually we'll throw him sticks or his ball to chase, but he'll also just swim around in circles by himself, which is funny. And he got a little shark life vest that he wears. Now, Wally was paddling around the lake last weekend when Lynn spotted something bobbing in the water nearby. At first, Lynn thought it was an otter or a large stick. Then the mysterious object hopped on Wally's back. That's when she realized the stick was actually a groundhog. It was, yes, a groundhog. Me and my husband could not believe it. Wally did not care at all. He just looked over his shoulder a couple times and kept swimming. Lynn said Wally loves every animal he encounters. The groundhog seemed grateful for the lift and made sure to thank Wally once they got to land. Yes, he saved the groundhog. Now, groundhogs are usually shy, but I just think Wally exudes goodness, and maybe everyone can sense it, and even the animals took him for a ride.
I absolutely love that. And I saw at that point, that's where, like, when they got offshore, the groundhog kind of like jumped off, and they looked at each other, they touched each other's nose, like they gave each other a kiss, and then went on his way. Like, it was, look at that. I think that's adorable.
Animals have feelings.
Yeah.
They really do. You read that all the time. Octopus has feelings. Lobsters even have feelings. Dogs have feelings. Groundhogs have feelings. Dolphins have feelings. They know what's going on. These animals.
Yeah.
They know what's up.
I love that story.
All right. So Vanessa, I got 2 stories left. We got to get moving on our show here. Do you want the one above my pocket square or the one above the schmoozing sign?
The pocket square.
Go back. Which one was the pocket square? The pocket square is this one.
That one, yeah.
This one's pocket square. Okay. Well, technically it was a maternity photo shoot to celebrate Amanda and Phil's new baby on the way, but clearly someone else stole the show. As part of the shoot, Amanda and Phil asked photographer Kristen Zavaro to include their horses, who are part of the family. What they didn't expect, however, was that one of the horses would insert himself into the photos so prominently. But that's exactly what Buckshot did, the horse. Rather than linger in the background with the others, Buckshot happily slided up alongside the happy couple as Zafiro took the photos. I said, well, you could at least smile. And he did. Yes,
look at that.
Yes, the horse was smiling, knew he was on camera. From there, things just kind of spiraled. When I laughed, he laughed. So the more I laughed, the more the horse acted up. The maternity shoot pretty much became all about Buckshot the horse, but nobody seemed to care. Amanda and Phil loved all the pictures. When I looked through them, I laughed even harder than on that day. If the joy captured in those photos is any indicator of things to come, the Grown family's new arrival has plenty of fun and laughs, as long as Buckshot the horse is around.
I want that horse.
You like that horse?
I want that horse. That is hilarious. I want that horse.
I want to see one more picture of Buckshot the horse. There he
Not
is.
that one.
Which one? That one. Everybody, how do you not love Buckshot the horse, Vanessa?
Right.
I don't hear you, Vanessa.
I said I love horses, so I love this story.
All right. So So that is our, by the way, that is our fuzzy Monday stories, ending with a horsey story. Very fuzzy. But in today's Braducation, I talk about the very first important thing to never post on social media if you're trying to get a visa or a United States residency or are naturalized. My goal is straightforward, to make the law usable and easy to understand for everyone. All of us in the United States have equal rights and should have an equal opportunity and a right to justice. I'm here to help because I want everybody to achieve their American dream. I'm Brad Bernstein, and this is your Immigration Braducation. I'm not here to tell you what you want to know. I'm here to tell you what you need to know. U.S. immigration law is complex and the regulations are constantly changing. My objective is to make the law easy for you to understand so that you can use the justice system, know your rights, take advantage of the law, and achieve your American dream. The Department of Homeland Security collects the social media information of not only anyone who is trying to get a visa or United States residency, but even those who are already naturalized United States citizens. From aliases to photos to likes, all of this is collected and stored in your permanent immigration digital files. So social media posts can be used against you in your immigration case. Now, obviously, the first rule of thumb is to use common sense and think before you post for all the world to see. But some posts that can get you in trouble might really surprise you. As much as we all want to update our Facebook and LinkedIn pages when we get a new job, if you have not already been approved for a visa to work in the United States, do not post your new job. You can get blocked from entering the United States if the authorities believe you're working for an American company without proper work permission. And by the way, you can watch this Braducation and all our Braducations on OnlyFans TV. You got it. I am the only lawyer with his clothes on OnlyFans, giving everything away for free. Not only am I the only lawyer with his clothes on, I could be the only lawyer, period. Clothes or no clothes. But my clothes are on. OnlyFans for free. You can watch all of our Braducations. Just follow us on OnlyFans at Brad Show Live. With that said, as I scream my head off, we have open lines. Call us right now, 1-800-529-5465. I'm going to be answering your immigration questions. Let's go to it. All right, let's go to Jane in Phoenix. Jane.
Hey, hi, Brad. Can you hear me?
I do. How are you?
Hey, Brad, I'm doing good. Thank you for the show and thank you for everything you do.
My pleasure.
I have a question. So, leaving for the scene of an accident comes under the crime involve moral turpitude?
Probably.
Okay. And what kind of punishment in plea agreement or something? Let's say that if somebody gets like 1 year probation, so that goes in.
Well, if you plead guilty to a crime of moral turpitude, it depends on what your situation is. Let's talk about where you are in your situation, because it depends on whether you already have a green card or are applying for a green card. So what is your situation?
Currently I'm on a work visa.
You're on a work visa. Okay, so for you to not have a problem, it has to be a petty offense. So what would be a petty offense? A petty offense would be a misdemeanor that carries a maximum jail sentence of 1 year. And in fact, the judge ordered a jail sentence of less than 180 days or no jail sentence. So when you do probation, that's no jail sentence. I assume it's a misdemeanor. And the only thing you would then have to check is if the judge wanted to throw the book at me, could he put me in jail for more than a year? Almost most states and most misdemeanor crimes in most states are 1 year or less. So I would say generally, as long as you got probation, it's your only offense, it's a petty offense, and you'll be okay.
Okay, so that so leaving the scene of an accident
could be it could be a crime of moral turpitude. It depends on how the law is written and whether or not it's a petty offense or not. If you got probation, Depends on what is the maximum sentence the judge could have given you.
Okay. So the reason why I wanted to know this is because anything before pled guilty to, so that is the information basically kind of I was looking into, like what should be the minimum sentence.
Right. So what you could be your own lawyer with this right now, because based on what you told me, the only thing you got to find out is what is the maximum sentence the judge could give me. If the maximum sentence is 1 year or less, you got a petty offense.
1 year or less, but what about the probation of less than 1 year?
I just finished telling you probation's not jail sentence. We went through all of the components of a petty offense, okay, which is a crime of moral turpitude, that you were sentenced to less than 180 days or in jail or 0 days. Probation's 0 days in jail, okay? And if the judge wanted to throw the book at you, he couldn't send you to jail for more than a year, and you're pleading guilty to a misdemeanor. Those three, 1, 2, 3, petty offense. The only thing we don't know in this scenario is what's the maximum sentence for the particular offense that you pled guilty to in your particular state.
All right.
All right, good luck.
Okay.
Let's go to Simone in the Bronx. Simone.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Brad.
How you doing?
Good, thanks. And you?
Good.
I must say you're doing an awesome job.
Thank you.
Okay, my question. My mom filed for two of my sisters back in 2013. One of them got through. She's here. But for the other one, she got a correspondence saying that the case was abandoned.
Why would that be? How did you file for two siblings or two of your children, and one you finished and the other one's abandoned? That doesn't make sense.
That's the whole thing. That's what I was saying to her.
All right, so you can contact the National Visa Center if that's where you heard it from, and say I want to reinstate it. They give you 1 year from the time that you've abandoned it.
Oh, but this happened back in 2013, I think.
She abandoned it from 2013?
No, but she actually didn't. She just got a letter, a correspondence saying that the case was...
Was it approved? Was it approved, the I-130?
No, she was still going through it.
Oh, it was denied.
So
I don't know what you're describing to me. So why don't we have a consultation? You'll send me the documents, because I'm not sure what you're describing to me. Hold on. Let's go to Nisha in Houston.
Hello.
Hi, Nisha.
Hello. Thank you so much for taking the call.
My pleasure.
The reason I called is I would like to know the process, basically, if there's any kind of bridge visa that will allow me to maintain my status. I'm gonna go to get a divorce. I'm on the F2 right now, and before I do that, I would like to inform the immigration, or I would like to get their help, because I'm going to be alone here, to see if they can offer me something.
Well, you're not going to get offered any immigration. You can call immigration up and say, what are you going to offer me? And they're going to say, nada, nilch, zippo. Figure it out yourself. So there is no bridge visa. There's no such thing. What you can do is you can change to a tourist, which will give you about 6 months, or you can get your own student visa and enroll in school. To me, given the choice...
That's taking too long. It's about 18 months to 24 months to get the student, and I don't have so much time.
Why does it take you 24 months to become a student?
That's the process time it's showing me right now.
No. You apply, change your status to a student, and if it is pending, you're going to extend your stay on tourist visas. Other than that, you're going to get 6 months on a tourist visa and be calling me back saying, what the heck should I do?
Okay, so 6 months tourist visa I already have on my passport.
You don't need to change. You don't need to change until you're divorced, number one. Okay, what you need to do right now, don't worry, the visa you have in your passport, because now we're all over the place. The visa you have in your passport allows you to cross the border. It doesn't allow you to stay here. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to enroll in a school. You're going to get an I-20. You're going to apply for your student visa. If and when you are divorced and that F1 student visa is not yet approved, before the judge signs the divorce, you need to change your status also to a tourist. And you're going to keep extending that tourist until the F1 is approved.
With the same I-539 form?
Yes.
The change of tourist?
Yes.
But you have to mention there that you want to go on this tourist.
You're mentioning that I'm changing to a tourist because I'm getting divorced, so I can no longer stay on my F2 and my F1 has not been approved yet.
Okay, but which one do you file first? The tourist or the F2?
Get into school and change to an F1. Do that as quickly as possible. When and if you are in legal status on an F2 up to the time you get divorced. So you're in no rush to change to anything other than you want to get your student visa going. When it's about time, you're submitting your final papers for the judge to sign your final divorce. At that point, you may want to consult with me about changing your status to a tourist.
Yeah, I really don't want to be the student here, basically. But if I don't have a choice, because the first time
then have a consultation with me and we'll go over other options, okay? I just did this off the top of my head. I know nothing about you, okay? But I'm happy. All right, so hold on. Let's go to Samantha in Jamaica. Samantha. Samantha, hi.
Yeah, Brad. Good afternoon. Thanks for taking my call.
My pleasure.
I have a little question. My stepson case was denied. They said because of lack of EM. They sent us a request for evidence and we didn't get it. So the officer told us to refile. So I was wondering if should I refile the I-485 and the I-130 or just the I-485 alone?
What?
The I-485 online saying that they had sent me an RFE for his birth certificate, which I sent. But then they had sent me an RFE for something else, which I didn't get.
And this was an adjustment for who?
My son, my stepson.
Your stepson. File everything all over again. Sounds like everything.
The I-130 and the I-485 again?
Yes. And maybe come see us so it doesn't get screwed up this time.
Pardon?
Maybe come see us so it doesn't get screwed up this time. Hold on. Okay?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's up to you. Do it on your own. But you got to refile again. Everything. Hold on. Let's go to Andres in Los Angeles. Andres.
Hi, Brett. How you doing, sir?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. First of all, thank you for taking my call, and thank you for all you're doing. You
My
guys
pleasure.
are doing an excellent job. I'm a number one fan.
Thank you.
So I have two questions. Number one, I'm a little bit concerned about the new decision with the Supreme Court about the TPS status is not an admission to the United States.
Right.
So just to go back, I am a permanent resident, and I became a permanent resident through TPS. I live in the 9th Circuit, so when the decision came in that TPS holders could...
You have a green card, so don't worry. They can't take it back now.
So not to worry about that?
Not to worry about that.
Okay, now my last question will be, my mom, she is a TPS holder, and obviously I'm not a U.S. citizen yet, but I will be applying for my citizenship within the next year. So how's that? Is she's going to have to go back to the country, back to her home country, or how's that work?
How did she come to America originally?
Illegally.
So she would get what's called advance parole, travel home, or somewhere, take a cruise, whatever she wants to do, travel outside of the U.S., come back within a week. She makes an entry under advance parole. Parole is parole. Parole is inspection. She's now been inspected. She has a son over the age of 21 who's a United States citizen, and now you can adjust her status.
Okay.
So everybody in TPS is eligible for advance parole. So those who, basically, they're just making you do another step, which is get the advance parole, travel home, come back.
Got it. So in my case, I don't have to worry about when I file for my U.S. citizenship. I don't have to worry about...
because you were granted your green card lawfully. That was the law at the time.
Got it. Okay. Well, thank you very much again for taking my call. I really appreciate it, sir.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Let's go to Beverly in Miami. Beverly. Hi, Beverly.
Hi. Hi, Brad. Good evening. Thanks for taking my call.
My pleasure.
I'm Beverly. I'm from Jamaica. I was coming up on Thursday when the immigration called me to their office. They canceled my visa they put a bracelet on my leg and sent me to my fiance's house to stay.
Why were you stopped at the airport?
They stopped me for questions.
Where?
At Fort Lauderdale Airport.
Why?
They said they think that I'm working here.
And?
They questioned me, and I tell them no, I didn't work here. So they sent me to the Coombs, where they put a bracelet on my foot and sent me to my fiance's house.
They did not summarily find you inadmissible and sent you home.
Huh?
They did not send you home. They put a bracelet. You're going to go see a judge and argue this out before a judge.
So my question that I'm asking now is that if I could get married.
Well, when did you come here?
I came here on Thursday.
I wouldn't get married just this yet. I would have a consultation. You're going to eventually have to see a judge. You're going to want to get that bracelet taken off of you at some point. And you're not going to be able to see a judge for a little bit. I would wait a little bit in terms of misrepresentation. What was your intention when you came to the airport? Although obviously you have a very good answer. I wasn't expecting a bracelet on my ankle. I wasn't coming here to get married. I would at least wait 30 days minimally before you get married. But the answer is yes. You were paroled into the United States, even with the bracelet, and it's terrible what they did to you. You marry a U.S. citizen, you will be able to adjust your status, but you're definitely going to need a lawyer.
Okay.
All right, hold on.
Thank you.
Chindu in Lafayette, Louisiana.
Yeah, hello.
How are you?
Thank you very much for picking my call.
My pleasure.
I've been following for a very long time.
What can I do to help you?
I have two questions. Sometime last year, I got married to a U.S. citizen, and shortly after, I discovered that she was already married. So and subsequently, I got the marriage annulled. And according to the laws of Louisiana, such a marriage is void ab initio.
Right.
So when submitting a petition to adjust status, on the form I-485, there's a question that says, how many times have you been married? So without void marriage, will it be considered as a prior marriage, since under the laws of Louisiana, it does not exist?
Well, technically you're correct. You were never married. It's a void marriage. So technically under the law, that is an absolutely correct answer. If you're saying to me you're going to file a new adjustment application based on a marriage to a new wife, is that what you're doing?
Yes, of course, correct.
Okay. How I would answer it, because I would want to be as honest as humanly possible, I would answer yes, and when it says, and then put in parentheses, explanation attached, and I would explain I was married to another woman and I found out I was in a bigamous marriage, not because of what I did, but because of what she did. I got the marriage annulled. I've attached the annulment to this application just because I want to be as open and transparent as possible.
Okay. So in that case, there's a place that they ask how many times have you been married? Will I say 2 or will I say 1?
2. I would be transparent about it. Even though technically, legally, it wasn't a marriage.
Okay. And also there's a section where they say list the names of your prior spouse. She was never my spouse, so will I put her name there?
Again, I would be transparent about it.
Okay.
You have nothing to hide. There's no reason to hide it.
Okay, yeah, because what I was saying that because under the law,
we're having the same conversation. I said technically you're correct.
Okay.
So you would be technically correct by saying this woman I was never married to, so I didn't have to list her. So technically you are correct. But if you want to have an easy as pie as possible interview, you open up and give all of the information so it doesn't look like you're hiding anything. And that way you have there's no reason not to hide it. So even though technically you weren't married, I would be as transparent as possible.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. My second question is that, when I filed for the annulment, in her response to the petition, she now lied that I was aware that she was married, that I wanted her for immigration benefits. So I'm not looking at how would that line, as she have told now,
But that was her defense. But she never filed for you, right?
Never filed.
Right. So
never.
you did not. As far as I'm concerned, you did nothing wrong. You didn't do anything. You didn't apply for a benefit. So it's irrelevant.
I never filed.
It's irrelevant.
Oh, irrelevant. Okay. Okay. So thank you very much.
All right. Good luck.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to Prince in Hollywood, California. Prince.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good. How you doing, Brad?
Good. What's up?
So I have like two questions. One is from my friend. He just came out of the border with a bond on it, but his girlfriend is already here. She's a permanent resident. Can he get married here, or he has to leave the country?
No, it sounds like he was paroled into the United States.
Yeah, he's illegally, but he got caught and then released on a bond.
Okay, well, he could still get married. Doesn't seem like he was paroled into the United States. He could still get married, do a provisional waiver, go home, and come back without an order, and deal with.
But he has to go home. He has to leave the country.
I don't know about that. I don't know enough about him. Generally speaking, if you entered the country without inspection, you have to file an I-130. You're in deportation. Prove it's a bona fide marriage. Request a bona fide marriage exemption. And then ask a judge to terminate the proceedings or take a voluntary departure for you to go home and come back.
Okay.
Now,
so
let me finish.
Is that considered as an inspection on the border?
I don't know what happened. That's why I'm telling you. I don't know. I wasn't there. So when I said, was he paroled in? You said, no, he entered without inspection. These are all legal terms that mean something. So you just can't start throwing stuff out. The answer is, I don't know the answer to that. So if he entered without inspection and he was already in the U.S. and then he got caught and then they released him on a bond, then he entered without inspection. Then maybe he's 245I. He can adjust his status. Maybe he's married to someone in the military or former military and can do a parole in place. I don't know. I don't know any of this. Okay? Maybe he was paroled in. Again, I don't know any of this without checking his records. So it's hard for me to give you the exact. When you say, does he have to, I wouldn't know until I actually reviewed his records.
Can I? So I have another question. So I'm a citizen here. Just become a citizen like a month ago, but I applied I-130 for my wife on a green card holder. But now I'm a citizen. Can I do K1?
No, because it's too late. You can do a K3 if you want.
The K3 is considered as but she will get a 2 years green card?
The K3 is considered a what? K3 is considered a visa to enter the United States based on marriage to a U.S. citizen. K1 is a fiance. You're already married.
Yes.
So she can't be your fiance. It's impossible.
Okay. So she will get 10 years green card once she's here.
I don't know about that. You haven't given me any information about that. How long have you been married?
Since 2018, January.
She would get a 10-year green card.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I love your show,
Thank
man.
you very much,
I
Prince.
learned a lot from you.
Thank you, but I got to ask questions. The funny thing with you is you give blanket statements without me knowing enough information. He has to go home. I don't know. She's going to get a 2-year card, not a 10, or I don't know. Let me ask a question first. All right. Be well. Good luck. Thanks.
All right, man. Thank you.
All right. Let's go to Karima in San Francisco, California. Karima.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How about yourself? Thank you for all the help you provide.
My pleasure.
So my question is, it's just a quick question about the administrative closure, because I heard that the court circuit or something like that, they issued something to restore the administrative closure. I want to know if that's right or not.
I don't know anything about restoring administrative closure, so I'm not sure which case you're referring to. Biden has came out with new operating procedures to grant prosecutorial discretion on people in removal where their deportation would separate families as long as they don't have any criminal or terroristic background.
Yes, this is my husband's case, actually.
So,
yeah,
yes,
he's in removing proceedings.
So if he's in
and
removal
he didn't
proceedings,
have any problems with it.
Right, if he's in removal proceedings, he's for sure going to get prosecutorial discretion, but it has nothing to do with circuit court. It's a Biden thing.
Okay. Because he is planning to, as you said before, he is planning to do what you call it, like a voluntary departure, to go there and then get the visa and come back. Because I think I-130 was approved.
Let's have a second consultation before you decide what to do. Okay? I think you should have a second set of eyes looking at it. Hold on. Let's go to Ronald in Miami. Ronald.
Hey, Brad.
Hi, how are you?
Good afternoon. I'm a former client.
Okay.
The name sound familiar?
What?
Does my name sound familiar?
You know how many Ronalds I know?
I'm sorry?
I know a lot of Ronalds. What could I do to help you?
Okay, all right. My question is, I had a sister. She's in the country. Our mom is here. Our mom is a citizen. And my sister does married in Jamaica. So I want to ask if her mom can file for her while she's here, or she has to go back home for her to do that.
The sister's married in Jamaica?
Yes.
Well, mom could file for her, but she's going to wait 13, 14, 15 years and be out of status.
Okay.
So that's not probably the best thing in the world. Maybe have a consultation with us and figure out what we can do to help her if she wants to stay here legally. All right?
Okay.
So, hold on one second. Let's go to Bolani in Newark, New Jersey. Bolani.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah. My name is Bolani. Yeah. I want to ask a question about my friend. She's married to a citizen, and she's been maltreated so many times by the citizen. But along line, she got pregnant with someone else. I want to ask, can she still file VAWA on that case?
If she was abused and it was a real marriage, she can file VAWA. She has a lot of explaining to do where this baby came from another relationship. But it's possible that as an abused spouse, you would run away from the abuser and go into the arms of somebody else and start a relationship. So that's possible. I mean, there's logical reasons for everything. As long as she can prove it was an abusive relationship that she was in, either physical abuse or extreme emotional abuse on a habitual basis, and it was a real marriage, absolutely. Why not? Why should she have suffered and not get any benefit from it? Because she had a baby with someone else.
Even if she have another
well, I said
the marriage.
What I said was there's going to be a lot of explaining to do.
Yeah.
But as long as it was a real marriage and there was abuse, I said I can picture why not file. I said I can picture many reasons why that would happen. That's probably the number one reason is this man was abusive to me. I had to run from him, and I ran into the arms of another man who I started having a relationship with. Logical. I'm not saying that's what happened, but I said I could think of logical reasons why that would happen. All right, hold on. I don't know if she's even listening to me. Tiffany in the Bronx. Tiffany.
Hi,
Hi, how are you?
Good evening. I'm fine. So I have a question. My husband filed for me and my son.
Yeah,
I'm
you just
in
lower
America.
me in the background.
Okay.
Thank you.
You hearing me properly now?
Now better, yes.
Yes. He filed for me and my son. My son is in Jamaica, but I'm here. I have a daughter here that's not his. They recently diagnosed her with autism. Can I put her on SSI?
Yes.
Oh, it won't get between the case.
If she has autism and you need help, it's
Yes.
for a U.S. citizen child. Get her the help she needs. Poor child. Okay?
Okay.
All right?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Let's go to Jessica in Chicago. Jessica.
Yes, sir.
Hi, how are you?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, sir. I have several questions. Like, my first question is, me and my husband, we came in 2016 and we filed asylum. So our case was strong, but in anyhow, then in 2019, it was in proceeding, removal.
So you lost your asylum case and you got put in removal. Where are you from?
Sorry?
Where are you from? You lost your asylum case.
Asylum, I'm from Pakistan.
You're from Pakistan. You
Yes.
lost your asylum case because you're in removal. I know that.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So then, sir, the thing is now my main problem is my 3 kids, they are back in Pakistan. So, what are the ways we can bring them here? Because me and my husband, we consult with the attorneys, but, now it's been 5 years, I haven't seen my kids.
Jessica.
So,
Jessica.
Yeah.
The government wants you to leave America.
Okay.
They're not going to allow you to bring your children here because they have no
Okay.
intention of leaving.
Okay.
So you got to win your case first and then get your children here. It's not happening any other way.
Okay.
So what you need to concentrate on for you to help yourself and your family is get your asylum case moving and approved and done.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know where you are with the case. You say you have a strong case. Hold on. Let's review it and let's see how we can help you. All right. And by the way, if you didn't get your immigration questions answered on our show, you could always follow me on Instagram at Real Brad Bernstein. If you follow me on Instagram at Real Brad Bernstein, you could drop me a DM. I'll be happy to answer your immigration questions. Ask anybody in the comments who has already dropped me a DM. I answer them all the time. Sometimes I'm a day late or 2 days late, but I do eventually get to it. So follow me at Real Brad Bernstein. Drop me a DM. Be happy to answer your immigration question. You can also follow us at Bradshaw Live. As I say on every show, you can't handle 2 hours, but you can handle 30 seconds. Your place is Bradshaw Live on Instagram. And if you love speed rounds as much as Yo-Yo and Vanessa, then follow us on TikTok at Bradshaw Live, our fastest growing social media platform. I think we have over 17,000 followers on TikTok in less than 6 or 7 weeks. So follow us on TikTok at Bradshaw Live. Yo-Yo and Vanessa.
Absolutely. You guys can follow me at Yonathan Elias TV on Instagram.
And you guys can find me at Vanessa.ContrerasTV.
And later in the show, I'm going to be, in about 45 seconds or so, I'm going to be answering your social media questions. We're going to check into social media, so drop your immigration questions, your legal questions on our comment section on both Facebook and YouTube. We're going to be answering those questions in about 45 seconds. And then even later in the show, we're going to celebrate Flag Day by traveling back to New York City 2019 Flag Day Parade with Yonathan Yo-Yo Elias and his fellow revelers.
Absolutely. And now Priya Sridhar, host of NBC 7, San Diego's politically speaking and officer in the United States Navy Reserve, tells us the #1 thing she'd like to see in immigration reform. Now, what would you guys like to see? I need to know. Let us know in the comments.
What is the #1 change you want to see in U.S. immigration reform?
Here in San Diego, the influx of unaccompanied minors that are showing up to the border. And because we're right here, San Diego actually decided to give the federal government our convention center here. And we have 1,400 teenage girls who are in the convention center. And that turned into a huge political debate because some public school teachers decided to go in there and volunteer to teach some of those girls during their spring break. And it was taking information and skewing it and not saying everything, which was that these teachers were on spring break. They were volunteering. No one was telling them to do it. And it was for a temporary amount of time. I'm so sick of people taking little bits and pieces of things and turning it into a narrative that doesn't actually make any sense. So I hope that when we talk about immigration, we take a step back and, like I said, get the full story and get the whole picture.
All right, let's do something we like to call social media check-in.
All right, our first 5 that we're gonna do are from Brad Squad VIPs. Now, if you want to become a VIP member, all you have to do is go on Facebook in the search engine, put in Brad Squad, and join the group. It's that simple. And then you could throw in your question anytime throughout the day, and then we will take the first 5 and ask them before any of the social media check-in questions. Now, Brian Abdul, a VIP member, saying, my lawyer said I have to call the NVC. What questions should I have ready to ask them? I want to be safe. The case is at the NVC and the priority date is 2018. Parents are sponsoring their adult unmarried children.
Have your case number and ask this question. What the heck's going on with my case? Here's my case number.
Sherry Ben, another Brad Squad VIP member. How long will the USCIS take to give me an answer after my interview? Do they always update my online status if they also send something by the mail?
They generally supposed to. Sometimes it takes 30 days, sometimes 90 days, sometimes 120 days, sometimes even longer.
Prince Dandy, Brad Squad VIP member. If I left the U.S. for Canada to file for asylum and I wish to get back to the United States, how would that be possible? And what are my chances?
You would have to go back to the border and request asylum, but I don't know how you're going to get granted that because you're already in Canada. Canada is already giving you safe haven.
Omar Evans, another Brad Squad VIP member. I am currently trying to file for my son who is now 18 and lives in Jamaica, but I am in a situation where I can't obtain supporting documents to prove my relationship with my son is actually real. What can I do?
This is a father filing for a son?
Yeah, filing for 18-year-old son.
If you have pictures with your son, did you ever send money for his support? Are there any school records that you're listed as the father? Can you get affidavits from friends and family saying you're a good dad?
Okay. Sandra Rose Studdard, a VIP member. Parents are sponsoring adult children and the priority date is June 2016. The case is at NVC. How long before they call for an interview?
Years and years, unfortunately. You've got years ahead of you. Don't sell the house yet.
John Adal on Facebook. Does the new USCIS law apply to combo cards? Will combo cards be valid for 2 years as well?
Yes.
Okay, Raquel Wright on Facebook. My son will be 21 next year in May. How soon can he petition for me? He's a U.S. citizen.
The day he turns 21.
Anna Lee Parker on Facebook. I am an F1 student. I sent in my application for my work authorization in April, and the date on my I-20 is July. It does not look like I'm going to get my work permit by July, but I received the receipt notice. However, work opportunities in my fields are being filed very quickly. Can I start working/training without the actual work authorization? If not, when do you think I'll get my permit?
Hopefully you'll get your permit soon. You can request a humanitarian request. Remember, if you're about to lose a job, you can get your employer to write a letter saying, we're not going to hire this person or we're going to fire this person if they don't get their work permit. You can't say, I'm looking for a job, I need my work permit. But if you have a specific employer, you can use that specific employer.
You the Best on YouTube. I filed for VAWA 22 months ago. They only sent me prima facie, and then I filed the I-485 or I-765, then travel documents 10 months ago, and I'm still waiting. I only have the prima facie, and I have done biometrics twice. What can I do?
Have a second lawyer look at it and see what's going on.
Axel Lawson on YouTube. My marriage-based case was approved. I haven't received a work authorization card. Can I get a job and file an I-9 form with just an approval notice and an I-797 form?
An I-797 form is a form that you get back from immigration, so you don't file that. An I-9 form is a form you fill out for an employer to show you're legal to work. So I don't know what the heck you're asking me.
Aaron Hassan.
What? What'd you say, Vanessa?
So that he hasn't received the work authorization card doesn't help answer that? No.
Well, he obviously filed an adjustment application. We announced on our show the other day that if you want to expedite your work permit, they are very delayed in issuing work permits. If you want to expedite your work permit, you have to show humanitarian reasons. One humanitarian reason that they list that they will always accept is you're about to lose your job.
Aaron Hassan SNR on YouTube. Can my dad's close friend, who is not my relative, file a petition on my behalf for me to apply for an immigrant visa in my country?
There's no such thing as close friend immigrant visa applications.
T on YouTube, with this new policy, can a friend of mine refile his I-485 and I-130 after he was denied in his green card interview?
Well, you're always able to do that. But you know what Einstein said, if you keep doing the same thing over and over again and don't change anything, well, that's insanity. Or, as I would say, asinine. What you should do is figure out why you got denied, fix it, and then refile.
The Forrest family on YouTube. How can a husband and wife with 2 kids that overstayed their visa adjust their status?
You need a consultation. I don't have the slightest idea. I don't know anything about you.
Proud Mom on YouTube. I received $250 from the Red Cross back in 2005 for being an escapee of Katrina. Is that a public charge for my N400 application? I had just arrived then as an F1 and everything was new to me, and then Katrina hit.
No, don't worry about it. You're fine.
Nija Dennis Shar on YouTube. My dad is a LPR and filed for my widow sister and her 3 kids. He is soon to be a U.S. citizen. If he gets a citizenship, will the kids still be eligible for a green card? Should he proceed with citizenship or wait until the approval?
He filed for his sister, who's a widow?
My dad is a LPR and filed for my widow's sister and her 3 kids.
Sounds like a widowed daughter and her 3 kids.
Well, I understand. Whether you become a citizen or not has no bearing on whether the children come or not. They're still included on the case. Will they be under 21 when you get the visa appointment? If they are, they're coming.
And will the kids be eligible for a green card as a derivative?
Yes. Whether become a citizen. The answer is let them file for citizenship.
Dr. Shiz on YouTube. How long will it take for a work permit if I filed for an I-495 in March?
Hopefully soon.
Muhammad Islam on YouTube. What is today's latest update on U visa?
No update. Biden wants to increase the number of U visas. Right now, they only give 10,000 a year, which is why everybody's backlogged. By the way, if you have a U visa application filed, you should be filing after 180 days for a work permit based on humanitarian reasons. Don't wait for the U visa to get approved. 2 more.
Chrissy Brown on Facebook. I am asking for my sister. She's petitioned for her unmarried son. She put in the papers last year, but she wants to file for her citizenship. Will her son get through before 7 years?
Hopefully. Let's pray. Last one.
All right, last one. Joan Ambitious Powell on Facebook. Do I have to travel back to my home country to renew my F1 visa, or will the updated I-20 allow me to stay in the USA legally?
You can extend your status here legally. You don't have to fly home. All right. Today is Flag Day here in the United States of America. The holiday commemorates the adoption of the flag of the United States on June 14th, 1777, by resolution of the Second Continental Congress. Yonathan attended the New York City Flag Day Parade in 2019. Hopefully, we're going to see some more parades very soon. Until then, let's watch what Yonathan saw in 2019 as he spoke with some very interesting people. Let's watch.
What's up, Rad Squad? This is Yonathan Elias right here in City Hall Park, right in front of Fraunces Tavern Museum. And today we are celebrating Flag Day. Now, Flag Day is a celebration of the day that the United States flag was adopted, which was June 14th, 1777. Now, this is celebrated across the nation, from small towns to big cities, and often celebrated with a parade like the one that we're in today. And I'm super excited because it is my first one. Since 1916, Sons of the Revolution in the state of New York have put together this celebration and Flag Day parade. Now you guys come join me as we talk to some pretty awesome people and of course, march in the parade. Let's go. So why is it important to have the kids come out here for celebrations like this?
So we can celebrate our flag and they can see what it's all about. It's nice to celebrate something that binds us all together. We're all in this country together, and it's good for the kids to show some patriotism.
I love that. And how important is Flag Day to you?
It's really important. I think it's like a fun thing to do, and it's something that, the kids some of them are new to the country, and they're becoming Americans, and it really is, I don't know, it's just something that's great for all the kids.
Hi, how are you doing today?
Doing fine.
Yeah, so this is a pretty exciting day, right?
Yes, very exciting.
Yes. And can you please let everybody know what today is and how we're celebrating?
Okay, it's Flag Day. We celebrate the American flag. We all stand and salute, and it's our pride. So I'm here as a member of the Sons of Union Veterans of the Civil War, and our ancestors that were in the Civil War, and we were on the Union side, and we're here to honor that.
Right. And can you please talk about your outfit too?
Yeah, this is a Civil War uniform, and it's a reproduction of a uniform that was worn during the Civil War over 150 years ago.
Wow. So why is it important to celebrate Flag Day?
Well, it's our symbol, and when you see the flag, it's an important symbol that is for freedom, and any opportunity that you look for, you have an opportunity to do.
So it's very important to you to represent.
That's why I'm here today.
Yes. So I want to know, what is your immigration story?
My immigration story? Well, my family, one part of my family came here in the 1600s, and another part came in the late 1840s. So Civil War from Germany, and some from Scotland and Ireland and England. Yeah, so variety. I'm a mixture.
Yeah. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well.
First of all, love your outfit.
Thank you very much.
No problem. So what are you doing here today exactly?
So I'm representing the St. Andrew Society, which is actually the oldest charity in New York State. It's founded in 1756, and our past presidents include Andrew Carnegie. Alexander Hamilton was actually a member of the society, so we're one of the oldest organizations in the country.
Wow, that's amazing. So what are you going to be doing today for Flag Day celebration?
So I'm representing the organization. I actually have Scottish background. Many people don't realize that many African Americans do have Scottish background. So my great-great-grandfather's name is Ned McClendon. So that qualifies me to be a part of the society. So I feel like I'm one of the changing faces of the society. In addition, we didn't let in women until only about a decade ago. So really just to represent the changing face of what immigration looks like from the past to today.
Yeah, that's a big thing. That's a big deal right there.
Yes, indeed.
So why is it important to celebrate Flag Day?
Just important that, for one, people fought wars for the United States flag and other country flags, but in addition, just to represent the pride that you have in the organization that you're representing, and the flag is the best way for outsiders to see that pride that you have.
Amazing. So you kind of answered most of the next question, but I wanted to know, what's your immigration story? Like, when did your family come here, and like from where?
So they're from various places. We trace back the Scottish background to my great-great-grandfather, who was born in 1825 in North Carolina. And then I have slave descendant background. And then my great-grandfather is from the Bahamas. And also American Indian in there as well. So it's kind of all mixed together.
Yeah. So do you feel like because, your family migrated over here to the States that you're able to live your American dream?
Absolutely. I mean, I always say that my great-grandmother probably would have been cleaning someone's house. My grandmother would have been potentially, a sanitation person in the company that I used to work for. My mother may have been, a secretary, and now I'm able to be vice president or president of the company. So I think that's the trajectory.
That was great. Thank you. Yes, that was amazing. All right, we are at the end of the parade. I'm tired, because we actually walked the entire parade, but today was so amazing just because it's not just about the United States flag. It's actually about inclusion and bringing Americans together as one. So I hope you guys enjoyed this celebration. Back to the studio.
That was nice. I like that. I actually learned some stuff there. I didn't know any. I didn't know that stuff, and that was a nice lady you interviewed at the end.
Yeah, very awesome story.
Yeah, it was a great story. Great story.
You can learn stuff, Brad.
Yeah, I could learn some stuff. You want to learn some stuff? You watch Brad Show Live. You want to answer 9 questions in 50 seconds? You do. You watch now.
Let's do it.
Let's answer some stuff. I feel like I'm in a mob movie. What kind of stuff you want me to answer? Right?
You want to learn some stuff?
You want to learn some stuff today? Okay.
All right.
Let's go.
Can I file for my pregnant fiance to come to the U.S.?
Yes, but if they see her pregnant, they may not allow her in because she's pregnant and will give birth in America.
Can I renew my green card while out of the country?
Yes, through an I-90 application.
Can I travel within the U.S. with an expired foreign passport?
Yes.
On asylum, can I apply for a green card-based EB3?
Yes.
When resubmitting my I-751, do I send the same paperwork?
The same paperwork to prove you and your spouse live together, yes.
How long does an I-130 appeal take?
Years. Rather refile.
How long does the N-600 process take?
Over a year.
Would a bank worker qualify as an essential worker?
No.
Can I travel with an expired green card?
No. Woo! By the way, no balloons. I answered one of the questions wrong. So I don't know if this counts. I realized after. You can't travel with an expired passport. They're not going to let you on a plane if that was the question. The question was, do you want to travel within the U.S. with an expired passport? Yes. No, you can't.
Expired foreign passport?
An expired foreign passport? No, you cannot. You need a valid passport to get on a plane or a bus. So that's right. And it was an I-1. Okay, with an I-130 appeal, it takes years. But the only reason you want to appeal that is if you're trying to maintain a priority date. If you're an immediate relative, you're better off to refile again. An I-131 appeal for advanced parole, you're better off to refile that one too. That's going to take for years. So it was an I-131 appeal. So whoever is cutting this up for TikTok, just remember some of these answers.
Yes, all of that. We just won't use it.
Yeah.
You know what? We'll just get them tomorrow, boys. We'll just get them tomorrow.
Forget question 2 and whatever other number that was. Forget it. Skip that one.
Stuff.
All right, we have some comments and some stuff at the end of the day.
Some comments and some stuff.
What do we got?
All right, squad. Our first comment of the day comes from Abiodun Jimon saying, others tell you what you want to know, but Brad tells you what you need to know. Needs satisfy wants. With Brad's show, all your immigration needs are satisfied.
All right.
Like your line on OnlyFans.
That's right.
Okay, our next comment comes from Nini God Pickney saying, Uncle Brad, the way you're handsome every day, it wasn't obvious that you shaved.
Thank you, Nina. Very nice.
I like that.
By the way, I'm just by the way, a subsection of a comment of the day. Marion Chalk said, Brad, you screwed up. Sorry. Not always perfect. Boy, let me have it. Let me have it.
You know the squad's gonna keep it real, just like you keep it real.
Let me have it. Yeah.
All right, our third comment of the day comes from 29 Super C saying, in the Fuzzy Monday Dog and Groundhog story, that was Sam or not? Brad
that was
what I thought about too.
Yeah.
I was like,
no.
Is it Sam?
It was not Sam. It was not Sam. Could have been George. Could have been George though.
Okay, and to wrap up, Terry the real Slamaz saying, I should be studying and here I am. Hey, you're still learning here too.
That's right. Just not learning what you should be learning. You should be studying something else, right? But thanks for joining anyway. All right, it's a nice kickoff of the week. We'll see you all tomorrow for some tea. We'll see what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Have a good night, everybody. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAWLINK. 1-800-529-5465.